when you open that task for the Concordia Ustream, there might also be a YouTube one. If there is, you can also do that one, if you see it. Is set? Okay, great.
I'm
So when
wearing
you're set,
green,
you can
and we have
let
the
me
green
know.
screen.
Everybody stand by. Norman can give us the
I might blend
call
into
here.
the green screen.
3.
My name is Elise, and welcome to Concordia on Air. On tonight's show,
U.S. to reopen its Canada and Mexico land borders.
And in the world of sports, it was a day of feasts for Cobas in their football game against.
Pause. We're going to start one more time. It's okay. Stand by. Okay, in 3.
my name is Elise, and welcome to Concordia on Air. On tonight's show,
In news, U.S. to reopen its Canada and Mexico land borders.
And in the world of sports, Coba football team had a feast games at McAllister.
And on arts and entertainment, another round of Hot or Not.
all that and more on Concordia on Air.
All right, welcome everyone to the host segment of today's show, Concordia on Air. We have a lot to talk about, Elise. Have you noticed a certain chill in the air this week?
Yes, I have. You sure know I have. I went camping this past weekend. It was so cold.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, you know what? It wasn't my choice. I would have rather gone and done something, fun. But my friends wanted to go camping, so we went camping.
You know, what comes with one of my favorite seasons, fall, is so many different activities that so many people can partake in, whether it's going to a pumpkin patch, pumpkin carving, getting a pumpkin spice latte, really anything pumpkin themed is really, really in the fall. And, jumping in leaves, all sorts of activities. Are you planning on going to any different fall events in the Fargo-Moorhead area?
You know what? That's a good question. I might go to some of the haunted attractions around Fargo-Moorhead, like the Haunted Farm, maybe Acres of Terror if I'm feeling really brave.
Really brave.
What about you, Parker?
I am definitely one to go to a pumpkin patch. My favorite pumpkin patch to go to every year is called Little Bits. It's just south of Fargo, about 40 minutes away, so it's a bit of a jaunt, but it's really a beautiful scenic drive. There's lots of, beautiful maple trees that are turning orange and red colors. At Little Bits Pumpkin Patch, you can go on hay rides, you can do a corn maze, you can pick out pumpkins, of course. There's a lot of really fun attractions, definitely a little bit more geared towards family, but I still enjoy it myself. Okay, so I know that you mentioned some more spooky attractions that is associated with the month of October. Of course, Halloween is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Are you, do you have your costume planned out yet?
Well, I sort of have my costume planned out. I kind of went back and forth between a few different things. First, I was just gonna go with last year's costume and be a witch, and then one of my friends told me that I look like. Are you familiar with the lo-fi hip hop anime girl? She studies and
yes. Oh my
channel.
goodness,
Yes.
one of my favorite YouTube videos to play while I'm studying. It definitely does set the mood for studying.
Yes, I was recently told while studying that I look like her. Obviously not in this outfit, but when I have my hair in a ponytail,
I see it.
then I decided that's what I was gonna go for. Plus, cute outfit, something I can wear that'll be warm. It's a nice sweatshirt, so.
One very scary thing that does come with fall is midterms, which are quickly approaching for all of us cobbers on campus. How are you feeling about midterms in your classes? Do you have many midterms? Do you have tests, papers, exams? What does that look like?
I think that I only have one midterm this semester, so that's good for me. I've got some other projects coming up, though. I've got a couple big things due tomorrow that are in the works, but it'll be a late night. That's all I've got to say.
I completely agree with you. I was looking at my list of to-dos, and it is just getting longer and longer by the second. So professors, if you're out there listening to me, just stop. I mean, let's all take a break. I think that's okay
I
sometimes.
could agree with that.
I think that's more than okay. How's your semester been going? It's definitely been very busy. We're still coming off a pandemic that is very much still happening. I know the world at Concordia is trying to get a little bit more back to normal. How have you been adjusting?
It's been very busy. It's been very chaotic. But you know what? I think we're heading towards a direction that's a little bit more stable, a little bit less chaotic. At least that's what I'm hoping this is going. What about you, Parker?
You know what? I'm still loving that we are still adorning our newest fashion statement, the masks. Of course, always keeps us protected, so I'm very, very thankful that we have a mask mandate on campus, of course, as, you know, makes sense, right? I am still adjusting to seeing more and more people. I found out that I've had to kind of re-socialize a little bit. You know, I'm not as quick as I used to be when it came to conversations.
I still think you're pretty quick, Parker.
You know what? Thank you, Elise.
You're welcome.
All right, before we boost my ego anymore, we're going to move on to sports with Andy and Glory.
Thank you so much for joining us. It is October 13, 2021, and welcome to our bulletin tonight. My name is Andrew.
And I am Glory.
The annual International Student Festival is scheduled to take place on November 20th through an email sent out by Bliss Tang Yang, who is the president of International Student Organization. As students are asked to register their preferred performances in preparation for the rehearsals. The email read, and I quote, "This festival is a platform and an opportunity for all interested aspiring students to showcase different cultures, talents, flags, and traditions," end of quote. The festival is one of the biggest events for international students at Concordia. The last date to register performance will be October 20th.
The U.S. has said it will reopen its land borders with Mexico and Canada to fully vaccinated travelers from November. It means those sealed out of the U.S. because of the pandemic can enter for any reason using land and ferry crossing points. Unvaccinated travelers will still be banned from entering the U.S. from Mexico and Canada by land. Air travel is allowed with a negative COVID test. The U.S. has curbed travel from Mexico and Canada since March 2020, and Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said in a statement, "We will be pleased to be taking steps to resume regular travel in a safe and sustainable manner." Currently, most non-US citizens who have been to the UK, China, India, South Africa, Iran, Brazil, and a number of European countries within the past 14 days are not allowed into the US.
And Mohet Award recognition for this year went to Kani Adan, the founder of Afro-American Development Association, who was awarded during the Mohet City Council meeting yesterday, October 12th. Adan, who is originally from Somalia, came to America in 2015 and envisioned to grow his non-profit organization he had started at home. Back in Somalia, he pioneered the Center for Victim and Human Rights, CVHR, that aimed at helping the vulnerable child. The motivation behind this, he said, was that he had 5 sisters and none of them was able to get educated. While elaborating the performance of his association, Adan said that he has managed to help so many migrants. The hand-lending process includes applying for passport, visa, and proper documentation, applying for green card, among other things.
And trials for a former West Fargo teacher is underway in the Cass County Courthouse as he fights the state's claim that he lured a 14-year-old Florida girl online for sex. Evidence shown Wednesday morning showed many of the explicit messages sent from 59-year-old Ronald Thompson email account. Many of the things said are too graphic to detail, but some of the conversations are outlined in Thompson's criminal complaint. Charlene Tears with the Cass County State's Attorney's Office said Wednesday morning in her opening statement that after some small talk and conversation turned sexually quickly. Ron described in detail how he would have sex with Gabby. Ron sends a photo of him while he's sitting in a classroom at school. Thompson's attorney, Jay Fubredo, says all the evidence will show is that his client is immoral, but urged jurors that his client did not do anything criminal because Thompson never made any attempt to meet in person with the girl for sexual relations. Brito told jurors Thompson was lonely in his marriage, which led him to find companionship online, both in game and chat rooms. Although evidence has yet to be entered, Brito states Thompson entered a chat room on October 2019 for older women looking for men when Thompson initiated the chat with the undercover agent who was posing as a teen girl.
And our stories across the border, the North Korean drama was watched by 11 million users in its first 28 days, knocking Bridgerton, which had 82 million, off the top spot. A story that was written by a CNN correspondent says Netflix account has a view everyone who's watched the 2 minutes of an episode. Netflix Vice President for Content in Korea, Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand says the show's success is beyond our wildest dreams. Min Young Kim told CNN, and I quote, "When we first started investigating in Korea series and films in 2015, we knew that we wanted to make world-class stories for the core K content fans across Asia and the world." End of quote. Today, Squid Game has broken through beyond our wildest dreams. The 9-part series, which debuted in September, tells the story of a group of misfits taking part in the series of children's playground games, similar in some ways to the Hunger Games or the 2000 movie Battle Royale. The show focuses on a group of South Koreans desperate in debt. Their first ticket, then volunteer into playing a deadly tournament of children's games, realizing this may be their only chance to win the money they need to survive.
And back to North Korea, where a UN expert has said vulnerable children and elderly people in North Korea are at risk of starvation. The UN Special Reporter of Human Rights in the country blamed international sanctions and the COVID blockage for worsening food shortages. As a result, North Koreans are struggling daily to live a life of dignity, Thomas Ogier Quintana said. He called for the sanctions imposed over North Koreans' nuclear programs to be lifted to prevent a crisis. North Korea is thought to be in a dire economic strait. It closed its borders to contain the spread of COVID-19. Trade with China has plummeted. As a result, North Korea relies on China for food, fertilizer, and fuel. The state news agency reported this week that the leader Kim Jong-un admitted the country was facing a grim situation. That's all for news today, and now to the interview with cheerleaders.
Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to have you meet two of my very dear friends. Could you introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name is Georgia Walkler. I'm a senior cheerleader this year.
Hi, I'm Alexis Miller, and I'm a sophomore cheerleader.
Okay, so obviously, as mentioned before, we are going to be talking about all things cheerleadings today on this set. So the first thing that I have to ask you two is, how did you both get involved with cheerleading? Like, what was the little bit of push that you gave yourself to join the activity on campus?
Yeah, so for me, I cheered in high school, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I wanted to continue doing it in college. I didn't see a ton on it my freshman year, and so thankfully I had a lot of friends who were in it my sophomore year, and they helped me to join. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Georgia and actually one of our captains, Lauren Hinckley, persuaded me to join because I was a past dancer, and it's kind of nice to just get out of my room and have a practice since with COVID and everything, so that's how I got into it.
That's fantastic. Something that I have seen, especially since my freshman year, is how amazing cheerleading has grown on this campus, and I'm sure that's very much in part to you two and Lauren, of course, and all the other cheerleaders working so hard to make the organization what it is. Can you talk a little bit more about that growth?
Yeah, so this year we actually had 10 people try out, which was a crazy number for a smaller team, especially after a year hiatus because of COVID. So, and we added 5 new girls to the team, which is super cool. We're able to do a lot of new stunts that we haven't been able to do before.
That is fantastic. Seriously, I'm so excited. And hopefully by next year, maybe we'll have 100 cheerleaders. I don't know. Dream big, am I right? One thing that I want to know, you both do such complex moves in there. I'm always a little taken aback when I see people being lifted and twirled. What does that look like in practice? How do you come up with those moves? Are they standard cheerleading moves? Like, why do you do them?
Yeah, for me, since I have never been in cheerleading, I am a base. So I am the one that helps push the people up. And when we're at practice, we just go over a bunch of different times. Like, we're always consistently practicing the same stunt, the same either pop-offs, sponges, different releases like that. And our coaches are phenomenal. They help us, they really explain the techniques and the moves that we need to do, what they have done in the past. So it's been really nice having such great coaches and teammates too.
Yeah, we've had a lot of new people coming to cheer who've never cheered before. So it's a lot of repetition of teaching how to do the different stunts and stuff like that. I'm a flyer, so they do the hard job. but yeah, it's a lot of repetition. We do a lot of kind of more basic cheer moves at the moment, but we're working up to the more higher level.
One thing that I've certainly seen in American media recently is just how popular cheerleading and cheerleading culture has become. And I think that was especially due in part to the Netflix show Cheer that focused on a cheer team in Texas, I believe. Can you speak a little bit more to how have you seen, or more so, I guess, like, where do you, before, I don't want to talk about like the growth because we've already been there, but how do you want to see cheerleading grow? Like where do you want to see your squad like go to next? Like is there, do you have plans to do like formal competitions? Is that something that you're working towards?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I want to see cheer get bigger, do a lot of new stunts and stuff like that. I think that's a big area of growth for us, is like, because we have a lot of the cheer moves down, so we're just ready to advance our stunts and stuff like that. Right now we don't have our eyes on any competitions in the future, but maybe someday, yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay, now with the time that we have left in our segment, I do want to learn a really amazing cheer move from you two. Can you teach me the most basic cheer that you do?
Yes. All right. Go Big C. Ready? Okay. Go Big C. Go Cobbers go. Go Big C. Go Cobbers go.
I know you said that was one of your easier moves, but I'm looking at that and I am just so taken back. I don't know if I could memorize that. That is really fantastic. When can all the Cobbers see you cheer next?
They can see us cheer next this Saturday at the Jake.
Okay, that's so exciting. And I think cheerleaders just add so much importance to the game. And sometimes I wish that we had games just centered around cheerleading. I would find that a lot more interesting personally. No offense, Cobber football team, but I think the cheerleaders can sometimes be where they're at. Do you have any final things to say to the Cobber community about cheerleading?
Hope to see you on Saturday.
Yep, hope to see you there.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. And now we're going to move on to sports with Glory and Andy.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, welcome to the world of sports. Concordia finished off their road conference weekend by dropping a 4-set decision at Macalester, 23-25, 25-9, 18-25, 24-26. The Cobras won the second set to even the match at 1-1, but then the Scots claimed a pivotal 25-18 win in the third and then closed out Concordia in the fourth win, a 26-24 win. Concordia 6-12, 0-5 Mayak finished with a better attacking percentage than Macalester, but the Scots had 16 more attack attempts and 6 more digs to earn the victory. The Cobras had an attack mark of 0.225 and had 142 attempts for the match, while the Scots hit 0.158 and put up 158 attack attempts. The Cobras will start a 4-match home stand tonight at 7 p.m. when they host Valley City State.
It was a day of first for Concordia in the game at Macalester. The Cobras were playing the Scots for the first time since 2001. Additionally, Concordia was playing its first ever Skyline Division game since the league's new alignment. The Cobras ended up having more rushing attempts than passes for the first time in 2021. Cobras also had its first 100-yard rusher of the year. The Cobras had 2 players score their very first college touchdown. Those first added up to a 34-27 win for the Cobbers over McAllister. Concordia broke open a 10-10 halftime by scoring points of its first 4 possessions of the second half to score 24 points and push the lead to 34-17. The victory is the first divisional win for the Cobbers in the Skyline division of the MIAC. CC is now 2-3 overall and 1-2 against all league's opponents. They will stay within the Skyline division when they host number 16 ranked Battle on Saturday, October 16 at 1 p.m. Go Big C.
And into our last sports bulletin tonight, a late game winning goal spoiled the outstanding second half performance for Concordia in their home conference game with St. Benedict. The Cobbers held possession of the ball in the Bennett's end of the majority of the second period, but conceded a goal in the 78th minute and lost 1-0. The Bennett's held a 13-9 edge in total shots and a 9-6 advantage in shots on goal. The game surprisingly featured only one corner kick, which was taken by St. Benedict on the first half. Concordia will travel south to take on St. Mary's in Winona on Saturday at on October 13th at 3:30 p.m. The Cardinals led the Mayak with a 3-0-1 conference mark. They are 8-1-1 overall. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And now, A&E, hot or not hot?
To A&E, everyone, we have a very special game that I want to play with our fantastic cheerleaders, Alexis and Georgia. Hey, Alexa, I don't know why we went to high school together, and here I am going, hey, Alexa.
I get it all the time.
Do
It's
you?
okay.
Well, you should get it from friends that have known you since we were in elementary school. Anyways, I will be quiet now. I want us to review some Met Gala looks and have us determine if we think that they are hot or not. Nothing in between, though it's very hot or cold here. This year's Met Gala look was, their theme this year was America, a lexicon in fashion. So the entire purpose of everyone's outfit was supposed to embody American fashion in any way possible, American fashion from any decade. Really, there are some interesting looks that we have to go through tonight. And the first one that I want to go through is Native American and water protector and land protector activist Quanah Chasing Horse. She is wearing Donitas. She has this wonderful kind of gold dress going on with some more turquoise beading of jewelry, some really awesome makeup. What are we thinking?
I think I really love that she embodied her culture too, because, you know, with America and Native Americans, it's been a long, hard, difficult road. However, I personally cannot pull off the chunky necklaces, but she does.
Definitely a little throwback to the 90s with
Yeah.
the turquoise necklaces. What do you think, Georgia?
Yeah, I agree. I really like that she embodies her culture, I feel. And I really do like the chunky necklace. I think it is really cool, and again, something that I probably couldn't pull off, but she does it really well.
Are we thinking hot or not? I'm thinking hot.
I'm thinking hot.
Okay, awesome. Next up, we have Haley Steinfeld, who does not look anything like Haley Steinfeld usually looks here. She is wearing Iris von Herpen. Her dress is made out of metal beading. I think it is kind of looking like capillaries in a person's lung, if anyone's ever taken a human anatomy course. That's what it reminds me of. What are your impressions of the dress?
I personally really like this dress. I think it's super cool, really unique, and I also kind of think it looks like a snowflake. And being up north in Minnesota, we're about to see that soon. So,
I also really like it. I like the simplicity of it, and I think she looks stunning. I don't know what I would tie it to for American fashion.
Exactly. That's what I'm
You know,
grasping for. Yep.
But I still really like it. She looks beautiful.
I think the most American piece of her look is definitely her platinum blonde hair, and then of course her high glam eye look that she's doing. I think that is definitely very American in many ways. The dress may be open to our interpretation. Are we thinking hot or not?
Hot.
Hot. Cool. All right. next to couple. Okay, there we go. Okay, so over on our left here, we have Hunter Schafer, who is an actress on Euphoria, and of course, a transgender activist as well. She is wearing Prada. She's wearing a bit more of like a motherboard techie kind of look. She has a spider on her face, slick back hair, and also white contact lenses. What are our thoughts here?
I think it reminds me of a cheese grater. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of scared.
Okay.
Like, I love it if this was like a Halloween costume, though. The spider and the contacts, I'm just like, that's kind of a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. This is a lot for me.
Agreed. Georgia?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the outfit kind of really scares me, the eyes especially. I love Euphoria, and I love what she stands for. But yeah, this look just isn't really my fave.
Definitely embodies Y2K in a lot of senses of the word. So I guess it is American in that way. Are we thinking hot or not? Yeah, sorry, Hunter Schafer. I love you, girly, but
love you as a person.
We'll see you next year. We'll see you next year.
Try again.
Next up, we have Kid Cudi. He is wearing Louis Vuitton. He is an American rapper and actor. His outfit ensemble is a big mesh of a variety of different items. I do think that the approach itself is very American, and that there's a lot of different graphic designs, really interesting kind of knit material using up on top. Of course, the makeup is fantastic. What are your impressions?
I think he kind of killed it for like American guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen this outfit at school. I honestly, he kind of killed it. I mean, it's interesting, but
I
the
completely
concept,
agree.
yes.
Georgia?
Yeah, he looks pretty interesting to me. It's a little much for me, but I'm pretty simple.
No, I should be honest, I'm kind of right with you with some of more of the outfits, at least what I prefer to look at. But I definitely think he did nail the entire theme of the Met Gala this year. Are we thinking hot or not? I'm gonna say hot because he did the theme right. I'm gonna say not because it is. He's kind of giving Oscar or Grover from Sesame Street with the sweater. All right, the next pair that we have. All right, so we have singer Rosalia here. She is wearing Rick Owens. She is one of the few looks of the night that really embodied the American cowboy and Western culture. She's wearing this beautiful pink cape and some really fantastic high cowboy boots with some fringe as well. What are our first impressions of the look?
I really love it. She is gorgeous, just naturally beautiful woman. And also the fringe and like the modified cowboy boot kind of like, I don't know. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a really unique look. I really like the cape. I think it would be super cool to like walk around in a cape. Love it.
Are we thinking hot or not? Hot for sure. All right, we have everyone's favorite couple in Hollywood, or maybe least favorite couple. I don't know. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly might be taking the cake for the worst celebrity couple. But we have Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, both fantastic singers, and Camila Cabello just starred in the new Amazon Prime release of Cinderella. They are both wearing Michael Kors in this look right here. The first question I have to ask you two: is it giving Cher?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Really?
100%.
A lot of people were feeling that was a little controversial when Shawn Mendes mentioned that it was giving Cher. Georgia, what are your thoughts on the look?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of really like it. Just looking at it, I think I really like Camila Cabello's like dress. I don't know if I could pull off that much purple, but I think she does it really well.
Something really interesting in so many of the Met Gala looks this year was velvet, which we can see featured on Shawn Mendes' pants. Do we think it's hot or not?
I think it's hot.
I think so.
I'm gonna give it a not, unfortunately, but we do love a little bit of drama on the A&E set, don't we? All right, the next look, probably the most controversial look of the night, was Kim Kardashian's beautiful Balenciaga outfit. She is really working what she's got here, and I think it's fantastic in a lot of ways. I think it's something different, and Kim K always does something a little bit unexpected. What are your impressions of this ghost that we see here?
when I first saw this, I was like, wait. I just kept staring at it because I didn't know what to think. And I still don't know what to think. But, you know, Kim K, she did great on SNL, I heard.
Yes.
I still love her, but this, I'm just confused.
Okay. Yeah. Left us confused.
Yeah.
Georgia?
Yeah, I would say me too. I remember looking at it for the first time, not really knowing like what it stood for, because guessing it probably does stand for something, and I was also left a little confused.
As far as it relates to American fashion, I do think I am still missing the meaning there, but also I think we know that with fashion, there doesn't always have to be a very literal meaning to what it is. Sometimes you can kind of, you know, look for a little bit more interpretation. I'm sure our high school English teachers really love it when we practice that skill that we have. There's a person that is noticeably missing from the Met Gala this year, Kanye West. Now, it looks like that they might be getting a divorce, but they're leaving on good terms. Have you two read anything more about that situation?
I have not personally since the last big blowout of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I did see that there was someone else who looked a lot like her that was supposed to like resemble Kanye.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting.
Interesting. Apparently, the Kardashians have used body doubles multiple times for multiple different events. So maybe this isn't even Kim. We don't even know. Okay, our final looks of the night. We have first my personal favorite look. I just want to get it right out of the gate. I really love it. We have Emma Chamberlain in Louis Vuitton. She's a Louis girl. We all know it. She has her wonderful glam makeup here, slick back hair. A lot of slick back hair at this event for whatever reason. What are our impressions of it?
I absolutely love it. She is stunning. I was so excited that she was going to the Met. And I know there's also like controversy about like influencers going, but she's the queen. Like TikTokers know she's the OG here. She looks stunning. I love it's like simple but elegant, and she rocks it.
Yeah, very interesting to me. I haven't seen this look yet, so yeah, very interesting. But it's pretty cool.
From what I've seen on the Vogue website, this incorporates elements of Art Deco with a more modern geometric design. Do we think it's hot or not? I'm gonna say
so.
hot. Yeah, like I said, it's my favorite look of the night. Okay, so now we have our final look that we're gonna look at. Lil Nas X. He has just been making headline after headline, doing very controversial things. He's very good at keeping his name in the media, and personally, I love him for that. I think that's really fantastic. Here he is wearing Versace, a full one-piece suit. What is it giving? What is this giving?
Just king.
King?
King vibes. Oh yeah.
King.
Okay,
He
no,
looks amazing.
He's stunning.
I really want to know how many custom fittings he went through to have this suit fit him perfectly. It looks like there is not a single bit of give in any area of the suit, so good on you, Lil Nas X. What do we think of the paisley design that is embroidered or maybe encrusted on his suit?
Yeah, I love it. I think he pulls it off really, really well. It gives the suit like a little bit more pizzazz, you could say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it gives it more flair instead of if it was just this, I feel like it'd just be kind of meh.
And something that I really do want to focus on with this look is the platform Fendi shoes that we see here.
Yes.
I really do think platform shoes have made a comeback in so many different ways. How many people on campus do you see with Doc Martens?
I probably saw like 5 today.
Exactly. Exactly. No, everyone is really enjoying the platforms. All right, everyone. I want to thank you for tuning into Concordia on Air today. And a really huge thank you to my fantastic guests today, Georgia and Alexis. Thank you so much for being on today's show.
Yes, thank
you for having us.
Of course, always. I'm going to have to bring you back again. This was a lot of fun. All right, everyone, have a great night, and thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.